Hello, I'm Sally Ellis, the Corporate Director of Modernisation and Wellbeing. I'm going to talk a little bit about modernising the council, which is one of the new council's priorities. You'll soon have a bit more information about that in the corporate plan, which will be on the website shortly. I'm the Director with lead responsibility for the Modernising the Council priority. I'm also the first one to do one of these video blogs, and I'm a bit nervous.
Okay, Sally. Modernising the council sounds like an easy phrase, but what does it mean?
Well, we've been pretty successful. We've done pretty well in terms of the savings that we've made so far. We've made about £16 million worth of savings in a 4-year period. But it is getting harder and harder to find those savings, and also to protect the services that the residents of Denbighshire really value. So things like schools, social services, clean streets, libraries and so on. And at the same time, we do believe that we can actually run the council more cheaply. For example, technology that's around now means that we can work in all sorts of different ways that we wouldn't have dreamt of 10 years ago, and we know from talking with staff that most of us are using a wide range of technology at home. So what we want to do is to work out how we can harness different technologies so that we can run the council more flexibly and more efficiently and save money.
Okay, Sally. What will it mean in practice though?
It's going to range from quite simple things like increasing our use of video conferencing and audio conferencing instead of having meetings, and we think that will cut down on travel costs. So it'll range from that to systematic rollout of things like electronic document management, EDRMS, which will save on processing costs and also in terms of maintaining paper files. We do expect that staff increasingly will be able to work from anywhere at any time, and that will reduce the amount of office accommodation we need, and it will also cut down on energy costs and travel costs. We'll also be encouraging Denbigshire's residents to do as much business with us online as they can, because that is considerably cheaper than face-to-face services. Now that won't work for everyone, and as the Director of Social Services there are lots of vulnerable people for whom that won't work, but it will work for a good many people, and we will be really trying to encourage that. We've done some of this work before, but now we'll have a systematic plan to roll out these approaches across the council. There'll be some investment involved, so we certainly won't be able to do it all at once. It will take a number of years. I should stress that it's not just about equipment and buildings. All of us are going to have to learn about working effectively in more flexible ways. And those of us that are managers are going to need to learn how to manage staff whose patterns of work are going to be quite different from those that we're used to at the moment. But we do know from staff feedback that many staff would actually like to be able to work in more flexible ways. So we do think we can be optimistic that we can protect service delivery and please staff and save money.
Okay, can it work, Sally?
Obviously we've done research about what other authorities have done, and we do know that other councils have been able to make significant savings from modernising their work in this way. Also, we've got 5 members of staff in the hub at the moment, and they've been taking forward a range of projects in this particular area. That includes, they've done a number of what are called organisational raids, so they've been to have intensive discussions with other councils about what they're doing. And so recently they've been to Gloucestershire, and they've been to Cheshire West and Chester, one or two. And so we're looking, they've got lots of evidence, they brought lots of information back, and so we're looking really carefully at what they've done there.
How much will it save?
We are assuming in the budget savings of £600,000 initially, but over the longer term we're expecting it to be more than that.
Is that it, modernising the council?
No, not quite. There are a couple of other things that we're going to be doing. We're going to be looking at the way that job roles are put together, because at the moment we have lots and lots of different kinds of jobs, and we think that if we looked at developing a wider range of skills, then people could possibly undertake a wider range of roles than they do at the moment, and that could help protect jobs. Also, we will be expecting that all services will modernise, and by that I mean we'll be expecting every service to be applying best professional practice in their particular area. And we'll be expecting them to benchmark their performance against the best councils, to look at their processes using things like lean systems, work closely with communities, and so on. So it is a really big agenda, but I do hope that next time you hear the phrase modernising the council, you'll have a bit of a better understanding about what it means.
Thank you, Sally.